Today on This Is How It's Done, some call it Java, some call it Joe, but you may know it by its most common name. Coffee. Coffee is one of the most popular drinks in the world, behind water and tea. Coffee is prepared from roasted seeds called coffee beans that come from the cherry of the coffee tree. The majority of coffee comes from Latin America, Africa, and Southeast Asia. Today we will cover the 4 fundamentals essential to brewing the best cup of coffee, as well as take a look at 2 methods you can use at home. Proportion, grind, water, and freshness. How you grind, brew, and store coffee are just as important as the coffee you use. Proportion refers to the ratio of ground coffee to water. We recommend 2 tablespoons ground coffee for every 6 fluid ounces of water. This allows for the proper extraction of the coffee's full flavors, creating a rich, aromatic cup. Using the wrong amount could result in bitter tasting coffee or coffee that has no flavor at all. The fineness of the grind determines how long the water and coffee are in contact and how much flavor is extracted from the coffee. A proper grind ensures that only the coffee's best flavor end up in the cup. Because coffee is 98% water, fresh, good tasting water is essential to brewing a great cup. Filtered water is the best option, but if your local tap water tastes fresh and pure, then it will likely make a good cup of coffee. A common misconception is to store your coffee in the freezer. This is the worst thing you can do for coffee. Instead, keep it in an airtight container. Now that we've covered the 4 fundamentals of coffee, let's take a look at 2 different methods of brewing that you can do at home yourself. They both rely on one thing, hot water. So be sure to put a kettle on before you begin. For the most intense flavor, use a French press. To prepare, follow these simple steps. Step 1. Grind coffee for a coarse or coffee press setting. Step 2. Measure the correct amount of ground coffee into the press. For the 8-cup press we are using, that is 10 tablespoons. Step 3. Add hot water and stir to make sure all the grounds are wet. Place the plunger assembly loosely on top to hold in the heat. Step 4. Using a timer, let the coffee brew for 4 minutes. Step 5. While holding the pot by the handle, slowly press the plunger down, pressing the grounds to the bottom of the pot. Serve immediately as the coffee maintains the best taste for only about 20 minutes. Our second method is the vacuum siphon. This entertaining method relies on boiling water traveling from the bottom chamber to the top chamber where the coffee is, and then back to the bottom chamber, leaving you with a smooth yet flavorful carafe full of fresh coffee. Step 1. Grind coffee on the drip or medium setting. Step 2. Using hot water, add 24 ounces to the bottom chamber. Step 3. Add stopper filter to the top chamber and place on top of the bottom chamber. Step 4. Add 8 tablespoons of ground coffee to the top chamber. Step 5. Place the heat source under the bottom chamber and turn heat source on high. Step 6. As the water begins to boil and travel into the top chamber, stir around the water and coffee grounds to ensure proper extraction. After 4 minutes, remove heat source from bottom chamber. Watch as the water is sucked back down into the bottom chamber, leaving the wet grounds in the top chamber and hot coffee in the bottom chamber. These are just 2 ways that you can brew coffee at home. Join us next time on This Is How It's Done as we show you how to make coffee shop style espresso beverages for a fraction of the cost.